what's up everyone? It's Ali Garcet again, or Ali the Agent. Welcome back to my channel. This video is going to cover exactly how I reverse engineer my goals, how you can do the same thing to achieve the contacts that you want to have, the appointment set, and finally the amount of closings that you want either per year, per quarter, per month, etc. We're breaking this down specifically to what you need to do every single month, every single day in order to have the amount of closings that you want to have. Let's begin. I've been a real estate agent for 3 years, less than 3 years still, and I am such a stickler for tracking my numbers. This second year of me doing this full-time in the business, I did 44 transactions, and majority of that was because of tracking my numbers. Without tracking, you don't know what you need to improve on or what part of the process you need to fix. So it all comes down to numbers. In sales, it's just a numbers game. And I don't want to overcomplicate this because many other realtors or coaches, they might overcomplicate this. It's not that complicated. First thing is I want you to think about how many transactions you want to have in this year, or maybe in the next quarter or month, whatever it is, just have an end goal in mind. Once you have that end goal, then at that point, we work backward from there. So I'm going to share the screen right now, and I'm sharing with you the amount of transactions that I had in 2023, which was 44. And we're starting from the right-hand side, right? We're not starting from the left-hand side. So from the right-hand side, I'm showing you here, I had 44 transactions, and that came from having 188 appointments set. Now, I include a lot more appointments than just the buyer appointment and the listing appointment. I also have any major conversation along the way. I'm considering those appointments because it's conversations, it's appointments to help get to the end goal. So if you don't want to count those, I totally understand. That's just how I do it in my business. So it took me 188 appointments in order to have 44 transactions in 2023. My second year of doing this full time. So do the same thing for yours. If for some reason you haven't tracked your numbers, that's okay. At least you're watching this video and you can start now. But I seriously mean it, start now. Every single day, track your numbers. So because I'm doing this in my business, I'm just showing you, I'm being completely transparent on my numbers and showing you how I do things. Hopefully it can help you as well. So my goal next year is to have 55 transactions. Now the transactions is not my full focus. I'm focusing on other things as well. So the point of this is, do you remember in elementary, or maybe it was middle school, with cross multiplying? That's exactly what this is. That's all we're doing. Now, if you need a refresher, that's exactly why you're watching this video. So over here, I have 188 appointments set. That led me to 44 transactions. If my goal is 55, then all we're doing is solving for X. So if I want 55 transactions next year, how many appointments do I need to set with my numbers that I've already tracked and my typical conversion rate? So take these numbers over here, 188 appointments set to 44 closings. I'm solving for X because I want 55. So cross multiply 188 times 55 equals 44X. So you solve for X, 188 times 55 is 10,340. That equals 44X. You take this number, 10,340, divided by 44, and that is how you solve for X. So now this tells me I need to have 235 appointments set in order to have 55 transactions. So let's write that down, 235. Again, if you haven't tracked your numbers, just go ahead and use mine. It's just like, it's something. At least you'll have some sort of reference. So now we're continuing to work our way backward, work our way left in this case. So if it took me 1230 conversations, aka contacts made, to set up 188 appointments, and now my goal is 235 appointments, again, all we're doing is just solving for X. So cross multiply 1230 times 235 equals, and then cross multiply here, 188X. And I did this already. Again, if you have your own numbers, walk through it with me. Let's do this together. So 1230 times 235 equals 289,050. And then you cross multiply over here, that's equals 188X. That leaves us with, 289,050 divided by 188X, as you can see over here on the left-hand side, equals 1537.5. Never leave a 0.5, always round up. So that tells me that it's 1538 So therefore, how many contacts made do I need to have? AKA, how many conversations do I need to have in 2024 in order to get 55 closings by the end of the year? 1538. So here we go. If last year it took you or it took me, took whatever, 1432 contact attempts. That was me sending a text, sending a phone call, trying to talk to somebody. And that led me to 1230 contacts made or actual conversations. And now this year, my goal is higher, 1538 conversations or contacts made. Solving for X again. What does that mean? So 1432 times 1538 and then 12 equals 1230X. So let's go down here. And I did this already. 1432 times 1538 is 2 million and change, this entire number. Again, use Excel. So what does 1230X? Take this number divided by 1230 equals over here, right here, you can see 1790.58. That's what X means. Again, always round up. So I would be rounding up to 1791, but you know what? Just for good measure, I'm going to make it an even number and I'm going to round up to 1800 even. So I'm going to write that here. I need to attempt to have 1,800 conversations in the entire year of 2024 in order to then successfully have 1538 conversations about real estate to then set up 235 appointments to then have 55 closings. Everyone's numbers are different. You'll see my lower conversion rate here. A lot of people respond back. That's because I'm not doing a lot of stranger, cold outreach. I don't cold call. Majority of us in our crew do not cold call. We do a lot of just warm contacts. We use the database that we have, the trainers, the coaches that we have teach us how to plug into our own database of people that already know us, like us, trust us, as opposed to us having to then get someone else to try to trust us and like us and know us. We find that to be a lot easier. But overall, this gives me the framework for the entire year. Now, let's break this down monthly. Now, this divided by 12 months, because I'll be working 12 months out of the year, is 150. Every single month, I need to have made 150 contact attempts in order to get my 55 closings. Now we'll do this for every single column. Yep. And always round up. You know what? For good measure, I'm even going to round up to 130. Now, same thing here. Round up to 20. Now, that's how much I need to do per month, or you need to do if you're working with these numbers. So I need to have 130 actual conversations every single month about real estate with potential buyers and sellers. That doesn't seem like a lot because it isn't. Some people can have 130 conversations in like a couple of days. However, I understand that this might overwhelm you if this is maybe your first year. It doesn't matter. Regardless, these are the numbers and you just follow it. However, now that we've done the monthly, we also want to break it down to the daily. Think about how many days, first before you do this, how many days are you going on vacation this year? How many days do you actually want to work? Are you going to be working while you're on vacation? Or do you want to take those days off completely? Before you reset, whether it's the new year, the new quarter, or you're just feeling like you need a reset, no matter where in the year you are, think about your next 6 months, 12 months, and think, what does my vacation look like? What does my family time look like? Those always come first, especially since all the clients come during your vacation time anyway. And do not just take this number here, the contact attempts, the 1,800, do not just divide that by 365 days. You're not working 365 days out of the year. If you do, you're going to be burnt out. Trust me, I know. I've been there. My goal this year is to take off 2 months, entirely 2 months off. And I want to spend an extra couple of days kind of working half days. So 2 months, I'm not working. And then an extra month, I'm only working half days. So this is where our numbers are definitely going to be different, unless you also are taking off 2 months out of the next year, as well as, taking off pretty much another 15 days to count for the half days. So 365 minus 75 is how many days I'm working out of the year. So 290. Therefore, divided by 290 days that I'm working this year, this number is so low, guys. Like, it does not take too much in order to be successful in real estate. It's all numbers. It's all a sales funnel. How many people can I try to talk to? How many people do I end up talking to? Out of those, how many appointments do I set? And then eventually, how many do I get to close? So again, I'm rounding up. So therefore, instead of 6.2, I'm doing 7. Every single day that I am working, I want to attempt to have 7 conversations. Now, you might look at this number and think, oh my God, I can do that in an hour, because you can. You can do that in probably 30 minutes. However, I want to make sure that you don't kid yourself, right? It's easy to just say, oh, let me just send out 7 quick texts and then I've accomplished my goals. No, you want to make sure that you're sending out direct messages, phone calls, text messages to people that might actually talk back to you, that people that are actually considering buying and selling. Make sure that you're actually targeting people that might or consider moving, whether it's a job relocation, they're PCSing with the military, they just had a baby, they just had a divorce, they just had a death. Make sure you're strategic overall, because if every day you're just going to be like, oh, let me just send out 7 texts and they're kind of half-assed and you're not actually targeting people, you're only going to be hurting yourself. So let's continue to work backwards. Okay, this divided by 290 days that I'm working, again, we're rounding up. That means 6. This divided by 290 days that I'm working, 1. And that will lead me to 55. As I mentioned before, I love my trackers. I love my checklists. I love having everything be just a formula. So if you want a copy of, this is very basic, but if you want a copy of it, I'm more than happy to share. I'm more than happy to share my actual tracker where I track every single number, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. This is just for my clients, my buyer and seller clients. This doesn't even include the conversations that I'm having with agents that are hurting in their business right now, that I know that by joining our crew, they can catapult their business. There was an agent out in Atlanta that was making a stagnant $300,000 every single year in GCI. And he could not push past that. So he left Keller Williams to join our crew because of the systems, the foundation, the checklist, the community, and the culture that we have. We do these types of trainings every single day. So if you want access to any of them, please let me know. Drop a comment below, text me. I love doing this. I find this fun. I am a freaking nerd. If you are considering making a switch out of the current brokerage that you're in to another one, I do recommend that you watch this one video, because some people think that they want to join our crew, but our crew is not for everyone. And so I do want to make it clear that if you have what it takes, we want to partner with you, because we are a group of just abundance mindset people. So watch this video in case you are considering switching brokerages. See if we'd be a good fit. Let's rock and roll. See you in the next video.